Welcome to the Leverton on Everything podcast, where I, Leverton, review everything: books, movies, podcasts, TV series. Mostly TV series and movies, but eventually I'll get around to reviewing other things. That's the first rule. Second rule is that every review that I do is under 10 minutes. And we're going to talk right now about American Nightmare from 2024. I gave this 8 out of 10 stars. My title: A Good Argument for Justice Reform. Another true crime documentary from Netflix. It does a good job of presenting the police's point of view in the first episode, expands on what was the truth in the second and third episode. It's a very bizarre tale, and it's understandable that the police would be skeptical. However, it's a good example of why multiple leads should be followed in an investigation. Initially, they thought that the boyfriend murdered his girlfriend, but instead of actually trying to prove this, they devote a great deal of time interrogating the boyfriend. And then, when the girlfriend actually shows up alive, they spend a great deal of time saying that they created a hoax. But if they had devoted at least some of the time to actually investigating the story, they may have found the perpetrator. One question I have about this series is that they mentioned that they were kidnapped by more than one person, and only one person has been convicted of this crime. That person sent multiple emails to a newspaper claiming that there were other people involved in the crime. The target of the crime was the boyfriend's ex-girlfriend. Her ex-boyfriend was an FBI agent who was investigating this crime. So why wasn't he investigated? Why was no one following up the leads of the other two assailants? It feels like the investigation is actually incomplete, but the law establishment was happy that they had one conviction, and they didn't go forward in finding the other people responsible for the crime. It's a very good examination of what can go wrong when you focus on one theory during an investigation. Yeah, so that was a complicated case, and it was complicated for me to read. So I was trying to remember what happened, and basically, yeah, two people get kidnapped, and the boyfriend escapes, and he goes to the police and he says, "Help me, my girlfriend has been kidnapped." And the police, instead of taking that seriously, they automatically assume that he murdered his girlfriend, so they don't do anything. And then it turns out that one of the main investigators from the FBI is the girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. And how can you be involved in this investigation whatsoever? You should recuse yourself or something. And on top of that, as I said, she was kidnapped for a while, and they thought that she had been murdered. But eventually, weirdly, the kidnapper just let her go, which was also weird. And I think the thing is that the kidnapper felt like some sort of pride in this kidnapping, and the police were releasing all of this wrong information. So he released her just so that she could say the truth. And they said that they had been kidnapped, like the boyfriend and the girlfriend said that they had been kidnapped by more than one assailant, but only one person was ever convicted. So why did they just drop it like that? It seems really strange. Yeah, very weird case. Interesting though. So it's called American Nightmare on Netflix if you're interested in watching that. If you're interested in listening to a great podcast where two people who know each other very well review an animated series, check out the Everything and More Etc. podcast. I'm on it. My son Jake is on it. We have a good time. We hope you'll have a good time. Bye.